Medusa's curse.
Medusa wasn't just a monster, she was the ultimate tragic victim. Originally a stunning priestess in Athena's temple, she caught the eye of the sea god Poseidon. When Poseidon attacked her in the temple, Athena was furious, but instead of punishing the god, she punished Medusa. Athena turned her beautiful hair into a writhing nest of venomous snakes and cursed her with a horrifying gaze. Anyone who looked directly at her instantly turned to solid stone. It wasn't just a physical transformation, it was a lifetime sentence of total isolation. You couldn't be loved, you couldn't be looked at, you were just a walking graveyard. King Midas's curse. King Midas proves that getting exactly what you want can be a nightmare. When the god Dionysus offered him a single wish, Midas asked that everything he touched turn to solid gold. At first, he felt like the richest man alive, but then he tried to eat an apple and it turned to metal against his teeth. He tried to drink water and it froze into liquid gold. The real horror hit when he accidentally hugged his own daughter, turning her into a lifeless golden statue. Midas begged the gods to take the curse back, realizing the brutal truth. The golden touch wasn't a blessing, it was greed solidified into a death sentence. Lycanthropy. The original werewolf didn't get bitten in the woods. He was an arrogant Greek king named Lycaon who decided to test the gods. To see if Zeus was truly all-knowing, Lycaon served him a plate of human flesh for dinner. Zeus immediately noticed, and he was not amused. As punishment, Zeus stripped away Lycaon's humanity, twisting him into a ravenous wolf. Over the centuries, the curse evolved into the myth we know today, a disease spread by a bite, chained to the cycle of the full moon. It wasn't just a physical shift, it was the terrifying idea that a violent beast lives inside you. Vampirism. Living forever sounds great until you realize the terrifying rules that come with it. Whether it's the cursed biblical figure of Cain or the legends of Lord Dracula, vampirism is an eternity of restrictions. You gain superhuman strength and immortality, but the cost is massive. You burn in the sunlight, you're forced to drink the blood of the living, and you can't even enter a home without a direct invitation. The real curse of the vampire isn't the thirst for blood, it's the eternal stagnation. You're trapped in the dark forever, forced to watch everyone you ever cared about grow old and die, while you remain a monster. The Flying Dutchman's curse. The Flying Dutchman is the ultimate ghost ship of the high seas. The story follows a stubborn captain named Davy Jones, who is trying to sail around the Cape of Good Hope. Right as they approached, a massive, violent storm rolled in. His terrified crew begged him to turn the ship around and find a safe harbor, but the captain's pride wouldn't let him back down. He stood at the wheel and swore an oath that he would conquer the storm, even if it took him until very end. Unfortunately for him, heavens took him exactly at his word. Now his glowing, phantom ship is cursed to sail the roughest waters on Earth for all of eternity. He can never drop anchor, never make port, and his crew can never step foot on solid ground again. The Pharaoh's Curse. King Tut's tomb came with history's most terrifying warning label. When archaeologist Howard Carter cracked open the boy king's sealed tomb in 1922, strange things started happening. People associated with the expedition began dropping dead from mysterious causes, blood infections, sudden fevers, and weird accidents. The newspapers went wild, claiming the mummified pharaoh was taking revenge from beyond the grave for the desecration of his resting place. Whether it was ancient magic, toxic mold, or pure coincidence, the Pharaoh's curse became legendary. It served as a dark psychological reminder that some ancient doors are simply meant to stay shut. The Hope Diamond Curse. This is a flawless, massive blue diamond that will absolutely ruin your life. Legend says it was originally stolen from the eye of a sacred statue in India, and the gods cursed whoever possessed it. From then on, the diamond left a trail of pure tragedy. Owners faced sudden bankruptcy, madness, and gruesome deaths. It even belonged to King Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette right before they were dragged to the guillotine. Today, it sits safely behind bulletproof glass in the Smithsonian. The diamond wasn't just cursed jewelry, it was a glittering trap. Oedipus's curse. This is the ultimate ancient Greek tragedy about trying to outrun your fate. An oracle prophesied that baby Oedipus would grow up to murder his father and marry his mother. Terrified, his parents abandoned him to die, but Oedipus was secretly rescued and raised in another kingdom. As a grown man, he heard the same prophecy and fled his home to protect the people he thought were his parents. But on his journey, he got into a deadly fight with a stranger on the road, and later married the widowed queen of a nearby city. He didn't realize until it was too late. The stranger was his real dad, and the queen was his real mom. His curse was the horrifying realization that trying to escape your destiny is exactly what causes it. The Sleeping Beauty Curse. A king and queen finally have a baby and throw a massive royal celebration. They invite the local fairies to bless the child, but they leave one out. Furious at the disrespect, the fairy curses the infant. She declares that on the girl's 16th birthday, she will prick her finger on a spinning wheel and die. Another fairy steps in and manages to soften the blow, changing the death sentence into a 100-year sleep. And it happens. On her 16th birthday, she pricks her finger in a wheel and falls asleep and can only be wakened up by a lover's kiss. So yeah, check your guest list and definitely don't miss a fairy. The Curse of the Ring. This is the ultimate Norse mythology cursed ring of power. The dwarf Andvari possessed a magical gold ring, but it was stolen from him by the trickster god Loki to pay off a blood debt. Furious, Andvari cursed the ring so that whoever owned it would meet a violent, gruesome end. And it worked. The ring passed from gods to giants to heroes, leaving a trail of betrayal, murder, and dragon slaying in its wake. Families literally stabbed each other in the back just to hold it. The ring wasn't just a cursed item, it was the physical embodiment of corruption, the monkey's paw curse. This is the classic story that warns you to be incredibly careful what you wish for. The classic lore follows a man who gets the paw and decides to casually test it by wishing for 200 pounds to pay off his house. The paw twists in his hand, but no money appears. The next day, his son goes to work and is tragically killed in a horrific machinery accident. The company denies any fault, but they offer the grieving parents a financial settlement for their loss. The payout? Exactly 200 pounds. At the night, the guy uses the second wish to bring his son back to life, which leads to a terrifying heavy knocking at their front door. Realizing that the thing outside is no longer their son, the terrified father uses the third and final wish to send the walking corpse back to the grave. The Curse of Immortality, the greatest scam in all of mythology. Tithonus was a handsome mortal loved by Eos, the goddess of the dawn. She desperately begged Zeus to make him immortal so they could be together forever. Zeus agreed, but Eos made one fatal mistake. She forgot to ask for eternal youth, so Tithonus lived forever, but he kept aging, shrinking, and shriveling up until he literally turned into a cicada. Basically, he became a noisy bug because his girlfriend forgot to check the anti-aging box on the divine paperwork. And if you don't want to get the exam failure curse, subscribe. No, seriously, I have good videos coming up. It's free and you can unsubscribe at any time.